'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Hello, everybody. It's December. It's my favorite time of year, and we've got a special festive Christmas edition of Prison Architect for you. There's
Thanks, Ryan.
oh, thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
That's
I don't know
brilliant.
which of us should be more insulted, to be honest.
I'm not. You should be. I'm not insulted by that.
Well, the fact that you're an enormous fat fuck.
Well, you always put me
And also in the game.
But you're my bitch, right? You're my elf bitch. Look at you there.
I'm not your elf.
You are.
I'm
You're an
nobody's elf.
No, you're my elf.
Ryan, I'm not Mark's elf. You're my
You're
elf.
my
I
elf.
should be Santa Claus.
Well, you're my. Where am I being taken?
You're being taken over there to be, I don't know what, right?
I'm off to see the warden.
You're going to the different room. Right?
Why
The
am
room
I-
that doesn't
I
have
don't-
any cameras in.
I go into the fat Santa cell.
You're going to go and be the Santa Claus for a load of extremely aggressive, violent prisoners.
That's right.
And
I'll bring
I'm-
them peace and joy.
And I'm going down here. I don't know where I'm going.
Peace. I read a comment on the internet the other day, right?
Oh, yes.
And it said, Introversion have taken too long with this.
Yeah.
They should have hired more staff.
Ah.
What do you say to that?
Well, the problem is that the more staff we hire, the longer it takes, right? Isn't that
That's
one of
right.
those things with project management? We could put twice as many people in the project and it would probably take twice as long.
I think so. I just don't think whoever wrote. I shouldn't read comments on the
No,
internet.
you shouldn't. No, that's
It's just rubbed me up the wrong way.
I
Anyway,
think probably, well, the thing is that perhaps people don't realise that we do have quite a lot of staff working on Prison Architect now.
well, it's the staff aren't the bottleneck, right?
Yeah.
It's solving the problems. It's
Absolutely.
you figuring out what needs to go in the game and how it's going to sit in there and what works and trying things and removing things that don't work. We're not like building a baggage handling system or a word processor
Yeah.
where you can write
You're
down
saying
your
that
features.
I'm their bottleneck, basically.
Yeah,
Look at that,
yeah.
I got change and I kept my hat. And you kept your hat. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
That'll be a bug.
Boy, he looks a bit like Heisenberg.
Say my name. Say my
Anyway.
name.
Anyway, Boyer.
Should we look at some
Right.
new features?
Features.
All right. Well, one of the first things I did this month, is
That's
Freudian slip.
yeah, folks. The reason
I know.
it's taken us such a long time.
I
is
did
because
nothing.
Chris only works 1 week out of 3, and the rest of 3 weeks he spends on his private yacht.
Oh shit, man! You revealed my private yacht.
What part of the world are you in? Are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from my office, mate.
What's your latitude? Yeah, your office.
don't-
That's on the poop deck.
Deep in the Pacific, as far away from anyone as possible.
Right. Anyway, okay. Features. What,
Listen.
what have you been working on this week?
All right, this week. Yesterday I did this, right, and today I did this, and that's it for the
Yeah.
alpha. I did some user interface improvements. I think the user interface still needs a little bit of work, but I've done
Yeah.
I've made a start. I've created this new toolbar up here, you might see.
Ah,
Up in
yes.
the top left, and I've incorporated the to-do list into that toolbar, so you
Yeah.
can minimize it down
Yeah.
into a nice little toolbar, like so. And I've moved. This is the bureaucracy button.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, so it opens this screen, and
Yep.
this is the prison grading screen. Right?
Yep.
They were both used to be in the main toolbar,
Yep.
but I've moved them out the way. And this is a main menu button because there never was one previously.
Why do we need a main menu button?
Well, because you have to press escape, right? But one of the things that's interesting is that new players don't always realise that. There's nothing on screen that says press escape to bring up the main menu.
Okay.
But in similar games of this type, Civilization and stuff like that, and various tycoon games and stuff, there's always a main menu button somewhere, and it normally has a little home icon.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why it's
All right.
there.
All right.
What else have I done? In the objects menu, a common complaint, and it's still a bit of an issue, but a common complaint is you can't find anything in this
Yeah.
objects menu,
Yeah.
particularly when it's big.
Yeah.
So now there's a search box. So you can go out in the search box and you can
Oh, that's
say
cool.
CCTV.
Yeah.
There you go. Or you can say interesting stuff like door, you know?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
all the door types, right?
Bit of filtering. That's cool, man.
Pretty handy filtering.
Yeah.
And I've extended it to the rooms toolbar as well. The rooms toolbar is, I think, the biggest offender, actually.
Yeah.
So I find that I often can't find anything in this toolbar.
Well, that can't be good if you can't find anything.
Yeah, I know. Well, I haven't quite figured out how to solve it yet. I think what it is that the colour scheme, back in the mists of time, like 2 years ago, the colour scheme made some sense.
Right.
But I think now it doesn't make any sense. And they're not sorted by the colour scheme. And they're
Yeah.
not sorted alphabetically either. And the icons are obscured by the number of the rooms, and there's various problems with it.
Yeah.
But having a search button really helps, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. What else did I do? Under intelligence, you might recognize this as the interface that used to be a report.
Yes.
It used to be a contraband report
Yeah.
in here. But it never quite made any sense because this is the button where you get all your contraband information, right?
Right,
This shows
right.
you the sources of contraband. It shows you the contraband in the last 24 hours or 7 days.
Yeah.
So I moved it into the screen where it actually makes conceptual sense.
Yep. Little
and
overlay in there.
took it out of the reports view.
Yeah.
That's all the interface work.
Okay, cool.
Let's talk about logistics.
Logistics.
I want to load a different prison. Nice prison, this one. I like it.
Yeah, look at it. How many prisoners in this bad boy?
262,
Wow.
representing 30 hours of play, this prison.
Wow.
Yeah. Slightly continuing the theme of interface movements, we used to have jobs in the deployment view, but it didn't quite make sense because everything else in here is about guard security, right?
Yeah.
Guards and patrols and security levels. So now there's a new toolbar button. Right? We freed up 2 toolbar buttons and we added 1 in.
Okay.
So, 2 steps forward, 1 back and all that.
Yeah.
Right? And under logistics, you'll find here's the prison labour button, where it used to be.
Okay.
Sorry, it used to be under deployment and now it's
Yeah.
under logistics. And I've moved food distribution in here as well. I should mention that these buttons now have a new research requirement, micromanagement.
Okay.
Remember last month we were talking about, I'd had a little bit of a change of heart and I decided that we were going to permit some micromanagement
Yeah.
if the player wanted to.
That's right.
Well, it didn't feel right that some of it was just available to brand new players. It
Yeah,
felt
yeah,
like it would
yeah.
be a bit
It's
confusing.
overload them in the early hours.
Exactly. So now it's an unlock. I'm just going to cheat to get the unlock. It's not a particularly expensive unlock or anything like that. It's kind of
Yeah.
to keep it away from brand
Just
new
puts
players.
a little bit of grading in there, a little bit of progression.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want new players to see some of it because it's just confusing.
Yeah.
So once you've unlocked that, you get the old food distribution screen, which I'm sure you're familiar with from,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the last
remember
month.
this.
And Johnny Nottenbell extended it this month to cover laundry as well.
Okay.
Right, so here's
okay.
the same kind of idea, but viewing the laundry system.
Right.
So you can see each one of these as a source of laundry. It's the laundry room, right?
Yep.
And it shows you how each cell block is now connected to a laundrette.
Yeah.
So you're
Okay.
explicitly stating which cell blocks are going to be covered by which laundry rooms.
Right. Right. Which is going to have an impact on your contraband flow around the prison and things.
Yeah, absolutely, it does.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, if just like before, you can override it if you want. You can say no, you're going there.
Yeah.
And manually set it if you want to. We should mention as well, just like with the food distribution, we've actually improved. This is actually a better model generally. So the AI makes a better first guess
Right.
about which rooms should be dealt with from which laundry. And we also allow you to override it,
Yeah.
which I think is an important change. We're still relying on the AI to make most of the decisions, but
Yeah.
we're
yeah.
letting the player do it
I
sometimes.
think that's a good paradigm.
Yeah, I think so. Let's have a look. Let's look at something else. Yeah, this stack of delivery trucks. This is quite common now. I see this
Yeah.
a lot in big prisons. The incoming road is often a major source of delay in your prison.
But bit of a bottleneck.
Yeah, a bottleneck because it's a linear delivery, isn't it?
That's right.
And
And the
sometimes-
trucks don't have any extra capacity, do they?
No, they don't. And sometimes your workmen are busy all the way on the other side of the prison,
Yeah.
So trucks can pull up and they can be waiting for ages. So
That
I've made
must hack off the drivers, man.
a small change, which is that the drivers now spawn, right? That guy's a truck driver,
Right.
right? We didn't see him spawn because he already appeared when this truck arrived, but he'll help unload the truck.
How the hell did you get the truck drivers union to agree to that?
I know that should go into the prison. It's unthinkable, isn't it?
That is unthinkable. I'm
There
the
you
driver,
go.
man. I'm not the lifter.
Here you go. So a new truck comes in, right? Truck driver spawns, immediately starts unloading. Now you might think, well, what difference is one truck driver going to make?
Yeah, I bet it makes quite a lot,
It
right?
makes an enormous difference because the
Yeah.
biggest problem is situations like here. There aren't any workmen here yet, right?
Yeah.
It could be several minutes. It could be 20 minutes of game time before
Yeah.
the first workman arrives. And by then, the truck driver has already done it all.
Yeah.
Right? It improves things slightly when there's loads of workmen around. When there's no workmen around, it makes a huge
Increases
difference.
massively. As long as you've got a big enough delivery bay, right?
You still need to have a big enough
Yeah.
delivery bay. All right.
That's cool.
It's cool. Oh, we're rattling through things this week, aren't we? We've got a pace.
This month.
This month. Shit. I've got to stop saying this week.
Oh dear.
Yeah, this is 3 weeks of work. This is
Yeah, I mean, it's a
short
slightly
alpha.
smaller alpha, isn't it? Because it's Christmas, and you know, we're going to go and give presents under trees.
We're launching early and
like
stuff.
that.
We're launching.
Yeah.
We would normally launch late, but everyone's busy, obviously, over Christmas. Deployment scheduling. So continuing the theme of micromanagement, if you want to do some advanced shit, we have a new feature called deployment scheduling. Pretty strongly requested feature amongst serious players of the game.
Right.
The basic gist of the problem is that under deployment, you can say, let's have a guy in this canteen and let's have a guy in this kitchen, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. I've deployed a guard there. But you actually want a lot more guards there during lunchtime because there's a lot more prisoners in the canteen during lunchtime.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, and lunchtime is 1 o'clock till 2 in this prison. So what you can do now, once you've unlocked it through the micromanagement button, is there's this new thing down here called the deployment scheduler.
Yeah, I saw it.
See this thing?
It looks like a ruler.
It does look a bit like a ruler, doesn't it? This represents, each of these boxes represents 1 hour of your day.
Okay.
Right, so 1 o'clock till 2 we know is lunchtime. So we're going to create a custom deployment at 1 o'clock till 2. So we click in those two boxes. They change colours to represent that they're now on like deployment schedule 1, right? Or the green deployment. You know?
Okay.
And you can have number 2 looks like that, or number 3 looks like that. So each of these represents a different schedule, effectively, occurring at this hour. Now, how do you set the schedule for this, right?
Right.
Well, you can see this little line that represents the time now.
Yeah.
You can drag it around.
Okay.
Right? So you can drag it and it tells you, here's what the deployment will be like 6 o'clock till 7. Right?
Yeah.
Here's what the deployment will be like 1 o'clock till 2.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the same because I haven't changed anything. Right? It inherits everything from the default. But I can say I want way more guys in this canteen and more guys in this kitchen. Right? Do you see what I did there? So what that means is the rest of the day it'll look like this. Right?
Okay.
And as the hours progress throughout the day and it comes to 1 o'clock, it'll look like this.
Okay.
And then when it goes back to 3 o'clock, it'll look like this.
Okay.
Make sense?
No.
What part didn't you understand?
I don't understand the difference between a little green 1 and a little red 2.
Right, well, if you made a little red 2 here, that would be a different schedule again, right? So a different schedule again might be to have a load of guys here, right? So each different colour and number represents a completely different schedule for the whole prison. Say my name. Jesus.
You pox-ridden.
I know. It's my children, man. It's children.
I know. They're just little incubators,
They
aren't
just fucking weaponize everything.
I know, they do.
They get infected and they weaponize it for your own DNA.
Mine do the same.
And then they sneeze on you when
That's
when it's ready, when it's been prepared.
Someone should alert the CDC.
So this means that this is the default schedule, right? This is the green schedule, more guys in the canteen and kitchen, and this is the red schedule, more guys outside the kitchen.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So I can do so because the green schedule represents lunchtime. I know that lunchtime also happens 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock.
Oh, I see. Right? Okay.
So I can say, well, let's have green schedule at 7, 8, and 9 as well. That makes sense.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I'm with you.
And you can have as many as you like, as many customizations as you like, but this is going to be its most common use.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting guards into the canteen. Brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. And that is the deployment scheduler. Very commonly requested feature, that.
Yeah,
and
okay.
Actually, that's my second major version of the deployment scheduler. The first version was far more complex.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, and it was a whole hierarchical scheduler. It was horrible.
Well, we'd love to know your, well, not yours, Chris, yours, the players, feedback on this deployment scheduler. See how it's working, if we can make it any better.
Fantastic.
Yeah, good.
Right. That, I think, moves us on to the final stage of this month's update.
Well, you have been very busy this week.
Oh, shut your fucking face, for fuck's sake. 3 weeks. 3 weeks of work, god damn it. This is going to be it now. People are going to think that we do the whole alpha in 1 week.
Especially when I had a rant at the start about being accused of taking too long.
Yeah. This is the funny thing. People say like it's very interesting, isn't it? The last bug bash, we put like 5 programmers on bug fixing.
That's right.
For a month, and we managed to fix 30 bugs. It's like, oh Jesus, what is that? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, 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 oh,
Oh.
oh. We had some escapes. Let's have a look.
Let's see what's happened.
This is actually pertinent to this alpha because escapes are too common. Do you remember a few alphas ago I made escapes much more likely? Right, this is
You turned the dial up a bit too high, did you?
Well, the technique is fine, right? I mean, that's actually a cheat and say, there you go, you can see the escape tunnels.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's brilliant, isn't it?
That's good, isn't it? Yeah. That's what you want.
Yeah, and that looks good to me. That looks like that's an intelligent tunneling action from 3 guys,
So that looks like intelligent.
Just a second.
You're making me feel sick.
Yeah. You try. Oh, fucking hell. You try talking like this. Jesus.
Mate, you sound like Batman.
Shall I just carry on with this voice? Swear to me. Swear to me. The people of Gotham have the potential for good.
I try and do Bane, but I can't.
No, there's no way you're doing
The
Bane.
night is your ally.
I died. Crashed the plane. No survivors.
I was born in the night. Can't do Bane.
Victory has defeated you, my friend. That's a good film, man.
Now.
That's a good film, isn't it? That's a good script.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan, man. Christopher Nolan, we
Save your voice for the video.
This is good. This is the video, man. We're doing the video.
video.
This is it. This is our material.
This week's Prison Architect update, Mark and Chris talk about the Batman movies again.
Yeah, and Christopher Nolan, and how amazing he is. I love Christopher Nolan, man. I love Christopher Nolan films.
Yeah, he's very good, isn't he?
Let's hope he makes more films, man. I absolutely fucking love it.
I think he will. For sure. So we're going to get Leander in.
Yeah.
Leander's working on the mod system. Now, Leander's not been in a video before.
No.
Has he?
No.
And Johnny was a programmer.
Yeah.
And Johnny is a better programmer than Leander.
Mm.
So Leander needs to be a what? Sub-programmer.
Sub-programmer.
Do you think?
That's pretty harsh.
I know, but you called Johnny a programmer. So what are we gonna do?
Junior programmer.
Junior programmer.
All
okay,
right.
that'll do. Let's get him on the. How long has he been working for us? 10 years.
Yeah, about that.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Yes.
Pretty good. How are
Merry
you?
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Ho, ho,
Christmas. Excellent. We have a shared screen.
Yeah.
All right. We're now watching Leander's screen of a Skype video sharing.
Now, Chris has already admitted several times in this video, Leander, that he's only been working on Prison Architect for the previous week.
Right.
So, because he's paid so much, he just spends the rest of the time floating around on his yacht. And this theory is being even more supported by the fact that we've needed to bring you in now to talk about your efforts on the previous month.
Yeah.
Making up for Chris's apathy and general lack of effort.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Do you want to comment on that at all?
No, it's pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate.
Fuck you, man.
I was
Fuck you.
I was expecting you to be more loyal to you, Chris.
No loyalty
No.
here. You just
No
can't get the
loyalty.
right. You just can't get good junior programmers these days, can
No,
you?
you can't get good junior programmers. Right, so what have you been doing?
So I've made this moving toilet.
Moving toilet.
Moving toilets.
Yeah,
This is my little test script that I make and I work with. So I put the toilet down, and someone goes and builds it.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, there he is.
I can see a toilet coming.
Yeah. And this has got a script attached to it, which moves the toilet along. That's it.
Leander, that's amazing.
I know.
I can't
Isn't it
wait
just amazing?
for the flood of moving toilet mods
It's even better.
to hit prison.
It goes through walls.
Wow.
That's incredible.
It's a moving
It's
wall teleporting toilet.
That it is.
Wow.
So,
this is incredibly impressive. This is some of the most impressive programming that I've ever seen. But I'm not sure why we're recording this in an alpha video.
No, skip to the point.
So,
Yeah.
if I select this toilet and bring up this debug window we have, it can show you all of the items within the script state that we work on. And there's a table now called this.
Okay.
which is our scripted object. And within that, you can see all these lovely variables, and we've got more variables in here. So there's things like the position is now held somewhere as a pos, as another table with an X and a Y position.
Right.
So in the script, which I'm going to bring up now, previously you had to write all of this code just to get the position of the object, change it slightly,
that's right.
and then set it again.
Okay.
Everyone's scripts have an absolute flurry of get properties and set properties, don't they? All the time. It's the only way you could do it.
Yeah, which means the scripts get quite large and it's quite confusing
Unwieldy.
for new people and things like that. Whereas now you can just write this.
Wow.
A single line and it does exactly the same.
So you
That's
can
cool.
can you
That's
can you
cool.
directly modify any of the variables in a prisoner now?
So
Or an object?
yes, well, so any of the objects within the world,
Yeah.
you can modify any of the items that we previously held with the get and set property functions.
Yeah,
so you
right.
can still change everything. Now, part of my script spawns a prisoner because he's quite important.
He came out of the
In-
toilet. I noticed
Yeah,
that.
he
did.
came out of the
popped out the
toilet.
toilet before it set off moving, didn't he?
And in the script here, we say our prisoner equals spawning a prisoner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we look here, there's this another table called our prisoner. So you can modify any of his variables as well.
Ah, all of his
It's
variables.
very nice. But there's some new ones that we've put in. So there's this one called needs now, which you can go into, and you can see that we can set and get any of the needs of a prisoner, which we couldn't do before.
Can you create new needs?
You can create new needs as part of a mod.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
a mod can have a needs.txt file and add new needs in, and then you
Right.
can write a scripted object to work on those needs.
That's very
So you
cool.
could make a new need called proximity to moving toilets, for example.
Exactly.
Right,
And then
right.
in your script, you could get your moving toilet to change the needs of all nearby prisoners
Yeah.
to increment that need.
And you get
Yeah.
like a toilet Pied Piper.
Yeah, exactly.
You get a prisoner with a load of toilets following him. I want to see that mod.
I want to see it the other way around. I want the toilet with a line of prisoners following it.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. So how do you? So in the script, then, how do you write code to set the needs of a prisoner?
So again, in the script, you can just very easily write our prisoner dot needs, and then one of the needs, so bowels,
Bowels.
equals 0.
Nice.
That's it. That's all you have to do.
So what does that mean?
So that resets the prisoner's need the prisoner's bound need to 0.
So does that
single
mean
frame.
does 0 mean he does not need a poo?
Yes.
Okay, and something
Or-
else is incrementing that over time, right?
Yeah. So the prisoner itself, his needs, if they're not being met, increment over time.
Do they all increment over time?
Yeah, most of them do. Depends on the situation the prisoner's in.
And can you tweak that in your script?
Yeah. So if you write something like this, you can make it so it increments the bowels even more over time.
Can you stop
You can-
the whatever the system is that's incrementing it internally? I guess you could just
Well, you
decrement
just set it
it.
to 0. Yeah.
Yeah, you could just do it every cycle. It's
Yeah.
very powerful.
It is very
very
powerful, yeah. And I know that I happen to know that there's a lot of magic that's gone into this behind the scenes as well to
Yeah.
make what should be a relatively standard syntax. I mean, what we're seeing there is what the script syntax should be, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but behind the scenes, there's a lot of Lua magic occurring to make that possible.
Well, we're in alpha, aren't we? So you know, it takes time, and we need to have a junior programmer to do all this.
But like Chris says, there's a lot of magic going on this behind the scenes to make this work. And now that that's all in place, we can actually improve the script system even more by opening up even more systems
Brilliant.
as we go along and as people tell us that they need them. So another one we've added is the status effects for prisoners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, you can change the status effects, like your moving toilet could suppress a prisoner over time. You know?
Get down on the floor, man! Oh shit, man! It's the moving toilet.
So yes, there's things like that. So
Nice.
these were previously systems that weren't able to be used, and now they can,
Yeah.
which is very nice.
That's
Absolutely.
brilliant, mate. That's brilliant. Well done.
Yeah.
Great.
Good work. Good work.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
That's everything.
I think that's everything for me. So
Is that
yeah.
is that everything for the alpha?
That's everything for Alpha 28.
Well, there you go, guys. Let's see what you can achieve in a week if you put your mind
Fuck
to it.
you, man!
For those
Fuck
of
you!
For those of you that haven't already bought Prison Architect, you can buy it on Steam, or you can head to prison-architect.com and buy it directly from us. I'd like to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. That's lovely.
I'm just going to fucking cough over your outro. That's what I think.
Oh, dear.
Sorry, carry on.
Bar
Sorry.
humbug.
Carry
Do I
on.
have to start again? Well, I don't know where I got to. I'd like to wish everybody out there a very Merry Christmas.
Say my name.
Are you done? I'm going to have to write my outro in the comments section under the YouTube video.
We're all so fucking bored of your outro, man. We've had 28 outros. They've always been the same. If you haven't bought
Nobody's
Prison
actually-
Architect yet, go and buy it on Steam. We'll see you again in a month. If you haven't bought Name in the Game, we'll go to Name in the Game. And you are. See you next month. There you go. I've done your outro for you.
Merry Christmas, folks.
Merry Christmas.